shift your magnetics. And you can do that. If you see what's stopping me, what am I doing now? So you might realize, if you type 1, you might realize, I keep thinking Ben is the one. Ben is not the one. Baker is the one. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, who is the one? But you don't know. All you can know is, let me do magnetics. Let me focus on my future spousal self, the experience my future spousal self is having, and the marriage that is there for me, and my role as a thriving wife. What would be the most pleasing experience? Can I be more where I want to be than where I am? Can I focus more on the lived reality that I want, the desired, preferred lived reality, than where I am now? Can I energize there? Can I intentionalize there? I'm going to explain this to you shortly. Can I shift focus? So women make this mistake. They keep focusing, I'm not married, I've never been married, I feel sad about it, I'm angry, it must be me, it must be other people, I hate the man, he said he would marry me, he didn't marry me, this person treated me badly, whatever it is, I'm in want, I'm in waiting, I'm waiting and wanting, this man, he should like me, I think they use their mind. You're overusing your mind about where you are with all your thinking. It's not helping you, that's Satan. What you got to do is focus on your feeling. Focus on the experience you want. That's what you got to do. Focus on the experience you want. What is it that you want to have the lived experience of as a woman in a partnership with a man? What is an ideal experience for you? What's important for you? And there's a way we guide you to do that. But before I show you that, I'm going to tell you about type 2. So there are other women, also spousally self-defeating, premaritally spousally self-defeating. They're also premaritally spousally unreceptive, magnetically unreceptive. But these women have a lot of men giving attention to them sometimes. They attract men giving attention to them. Listen very carefully to what I'm saying. These men look at you, they desire you, they want you for their own reasons. You look after you, you have good vibes, you got money, whatever it is, they want you. So you start attracting these men who want you for their own reasons. But guess what? You haven't opened up your magnetics. You haven't opened up, you haven't switched your magnet on, you haven't generated this field around you for the man that you want who is in the world to come to you. You're not attracting the right man to you. But what's happening is men are showing you interest for their own reasons. Now, type 1 woman will think, hey, this is so lucky, she's so lucky, this is the answer to my prayers. If I had more men proposing to me, I'll have a better chance of marrying correctly. It's a lie. It's a lie. Because the men that are proposing to this woman is not her ideal man who's still in the world. She hasn't activated her love vibration. She hasn't activated the love magnetics. The field hasn't been generated. So she's effectively on the back foot. I call it being on the back foot. Being on the back foot. All these men want her. Now she has to use her mind. Which one? Which one? Which one? She also has to start thinking now, using a premaritally uninformed mind. Is he the one? Is he the one? How shall I, he looks nice. He's got good habits. I like things about him. But does that mean he's the most suitable spouse for you? The answer is no. You're thinking, you're wondering, how many women got married using their premaritally uninformed minds, thinking he's like this, he's like that, this is good, this, whatever. And when they get married, they realize, oh my God, he wanted more from me than I got from him. He just wanted me to work for his own reasons. He wanted me for this. He might not even want you for a satisfying spouse. He might want you for sex. He might want you for your money. He might want you to get married. He might want you to look after his children. He might want you to look after his parents. He might see there's a nice looking thing here who's wealthy. I don't have to give her money, whatever it is. I can just have a good time with her. And you thinking, is he the right one? Let me think and figure out. Are you understanding the problem with this? Can you give me a thumbs up if you're understanding that women think that the more men pay interest to them, they've got a better chance of choosing the right one, but they're in error? Do you understand why they are in error? Because they're on the back foot. That man sees them, he's targeting them. That man is needing to get married. That man is looking for somebody to gratify their sexual needs. That man is looking for somebody who's got a house or something. That man is hungry for something, and it's not for a spousal love relationship. It's not for a partnership. He's a parasite. In some cases, he wants from you. He's not going to come into your life and say, I want you to be happy and this, I'm here. He's seeing some deficit in him and he wants to address the deficit. He's hoping and wishing, he's projecting onto you, you're going to make him happy. And you have all these, and you say, oh, so nice, now I can figure out which man, I'll think about it. No, the right guy is still in the world. You haven't energized him. He can't come to you. So women marry like that. They start thinking he's nice. You know, he buys me flowers. He makes me happy, he pleases me. Then you must know, if a man is over-pleasing, you must understand, you are in trouble. That guy is trying to convince you he's the right one. When men start behaving in over-pleasing ways, the woman gets very excited. But that's the same excitement that's going to turn to disappointment and depression later on. Because once that man gets you, that man doesn't give two hoots. He already got you his wife. You're my wife. You've got to do what I tell you to do. What you going to do? Where you going to go? I'll control you now. So can you see the mistake that you've been making as type 1 or you made as type 2? You were more thinking about the man in front of you, using your mind, trying to figure out if he's the right one, but you were not looking at where is the suitable one. Can I energize him and magnetize him to me? I want to magnetize the right one to me. You didn't do that. So in both cases, type 1 or type 2, the ideal man is out there and not received by you. You are magnetically unreceptive. Does that make sense? Can you see the mistake that progressive women make that keep them either unmarried or cause them to marry incorrectly? Can you see that? Can you see where you've been, where you are? Are you smarter and sharper now? Are you realizing that you don't have to wait for a man to marry you? You can create your marriage. You have God to energize this reality with and to have Him bring you the man. You cause yourself to be married. You see, a lot of women don't know that they're keeping themselves unmarried because where's he, waiting. They don't know. A lot of women don't know that they're keeping themselves married. By focusing on the wrong ones, he should be the one. You can't see where the guy is, you don't know where he is. He is. But you don't know where he is and you don't know who he is. But he is. When you start energizing, he starts coming into your reality. And you'll say, you lived, I never knew where you all used to shop here. I never saw you. What? That's because your vibration wasn't open. You didn't let him in. So anyway, just to say that you can either become aware and enlightened, and you can proceed and approach marriage and get yourself soulfully married. Get yourself your own partner by putting out the vibration, by putting out the experience you want, by focusing on the experience, by praying, focusing on what you want. You will have that man be brought to you. You don't know who that man is, but when you see the man and you feel that man, you'll know. The features are exactly what suit me and serve me, and we like being together. We're both attracted to each other. There's an affinity here. We like spending time together. We enjoy each other's company. There's complementarity here. There is, we complement each other. There's compatibility here. This is the right man for me. Get what I mean? So that's the basic, mistake correction. But I want to show you the overall. So that's like where you are and the mistakes you're making, and you can get to where you want to go and have a man be sent to you as you do what you got to do. So this doing what you got to do part of it is what I want to just mention before we end our time together today. Before I do, I want to ask you if you have any questions. Does anybody want any clarity? Does anybody would like to test their understanding of what I'm saying? Please come forward. It's it's new to a woman's consciousness what I'm telling you. You are breaking through years, decades, generations, and centuries of woman's unconsciousness, premarital unconsciousness. Be patient with yourself. That out, because a lot of women are waiting in want of a man. Only when a man finds me and he wants me and he likes me, then I can decide. That's a back foot if that does happen, right? So this is the thing. Who's going to come to you? Somebody is going to look and see what value you are to them. You're going to start it. If somebody comes to you and is going to look at you, who's that one? She's available. Does she own a house? Does she got a car? Is she, no woman wants me. Maybe she'll want me. So who'll come to you? People that are needy, parasites, people that want to take a chance, people that might even be meaning well. They're lonely. They're saying, hey, I'm lonely. Are you lonely? We can just be together. You know what I mean? Those are the kind of characters, if you're waiting, you're going to find those characters. Now I'm saying don't wait. Generate. Generate your love attractive field. Draw him in. You, the power is in you, the ability is in you to draw him in. Okay. Know what you're doing, like waiting and being in want. And if you know what you're doing is like trying to use your mind to figure it out to get you married. If you know these are errors, if you know that when men are coming to you and they're showing interest in you and you're trying to figure out whether they're the right one for you, that's back foot. Either way, you're not activating your love magnetics. They're not the right one for you. You're going to end up dissatisfied if you say yes, or you're not going to be entirely satisfied. So what we want is to create a satisfying life partnership. That's what we want. With a suitable person. Ideally suitable we want, but with somebody suitable is a win. If you're with somebody who's suitable, it's a win. If you're with somebody unsuitable, it's a loss. But you really score when you have somebody who's ideally suitable. You get what I mean? And that's your clarity about what you want. So there's generally a few steps that you take. The first one, after knowing the mistake you're making, what you're doing, you stop doing that, stop waiting, stop trying to figure out from the people who want you if they're right, and you allow yourself to be where you are, and you choose. The first thing you do is you choose the option of spousal satisfaction. You choose that. You make a commitment. That I want to, if you want to. If you don't want to, it's okay. Right? A lot of people get married unconsciously, and we're not talking about that. We're talking about you choosing that I want to, for my own reasons, have a lifetime partner. I want to have a man in my life who serves me in my personal satisfaction, in my spousal satisfaction, as a married couple, the enjoyment of life together, the benefit that the partner is to me. I want to have that. And again, if you are a person, the caveat is this, the minimum requirement is this, you must be of value to you. If you are of value to you, then you will do this to bring more value into your life by having more people, things, and experiences that are of value to you. If you don't care about you, you don't care about your health, you don't care about your body, you don't care about your life, you don't care about you, you're not being of value to you, you cannot ask for a person who is going to be of great value to you as a spouse. You get what I mean? So if you realize, I am happy, I don't need a spouse to be happy, I am of great value to me, I am benefiting, I'm playing a beneficial role in my life. I am that woman. And I now want to add to my self-beneficial role by having somebody else benefit me too. I'm of value to me, and I want to be with a life partner who adds value to my life, with whom I am benefited and satisfied and fulfilled, with whom life is easier, more enjoyable, more fulfilling. So if you realize that option exists for you and you commit to that option, that's what I want. That's what I want. Why do you want it? I always ask you why. What do you want and why do you want it? A mature adult will answer the question by saying, it's more enjoyable, how lovely it is to be with somebody, connecting with them, how lovely it is to spend your life without losing yourself in somebody, but to have somebody who has similar interests and values, companionship, and other, God-given preferences. I want that. Why do you want that? If you want that. So, essentially, there's you coming up with a compelling vision. That's what I spoke to you about 2 months ago. And last month as well. You require a compelling vision. That means focusing on the other half. A compelling vision. You must be able to see the ideal lived experience of life. Now, you must be able to see it, not as a child in fantasy, but as an adult in reality. Like, for example, I am happy by myself, with myself. What would be happiness for me? Happiness with me is being with a person who I admire, who I respect, who shares the same values as me, who is that I can connect with, I can click with. I want to be with somebody that I can click with. I don't know if any of you have been with people that you click with. But to be with somebody who's in the same headspace, the same wavelength, you click with them. There's a click. When you're with them, it feels like click. To be with somebody that it feels right to be with them. I don't have to change myself unless I want to for them. And they don't have to change themselves for me. That we who we are as individuals, we suit each other. We serve each other. I don't have to stop being me and start being somebody else for another person. They don't have to stop being themselves and be. They don't have to become the people who will meet my spousal needs. They are, as they are, the people who meet my spousal needs. You get what I mean? The idea is not to get a man and say, Ashraf Murad told me I got spousal needs and you must meet them. You're not meeting them. No, that's not the whole thing. The whole point here is for you to own your own spousal preferences. To own your own spousal preferences. This is the whole point here. Is for you to decide what is an ideal. If I told you, can you tell me your ideal day with your spouse? Your ideal week with your spouse? Your ideal month with your spouse? Your ideal life with your spouse? Your ideal year, an ideal 10 years, the rest of your life an ideal. What would that picture be? What would you really want? Now, some people go straight into fantasy, right? Because they're not thinking as adults. But if I say, look, who I am is, for me going forward the next 20, 30 years, this is what my life is going to be about. I would want a partner who fits in with my life. I know who I am, and I know what's important to me. I know what I like doing. I'm comfortable being me. My partner will fit in with me and support me and encourage me. So what that means is a person who's interested in learning, grow. I don't want anybody who's defensive. When you tell them, let's learn, grow, develop. No, not me. You. Why do you keep finding fault with me? You always run me down. You always look down upon me. I don't want to hear all those things. Because I'm just committed, I realize in my life that I can be much to be with. Because I'm constantly changing. I'm constantly becoming a higher value person to me and to others. I'm constantly flowing more energy. Now, if somebody is wanting to stay where they are for the rest of their life and doesn't have a commitment to learning, growth and development, or is reluctant, is defensive, and they're not right for me. They're not right for me. So I can learn from my life, previous experiences of relationship and all that, how I chose incorrectly, what would be a better choice, what kind of person I want to be with, she'll fit in, suit in. And for her, I am like a dream come true. She'll be like, wow, I get to learn without paying you. Every day it's inspiring, And I'm not like a kind of guy that, come on, you got to do better. I'm allowing me. I'm doing whatever I can do. I allow others. I say, do what you can do. I show them what they can do. You know what I mean? So I know who I am. I know what the next 20, 30 years of my life is going to be about. I know that the person is going to fit in with me. And I'm going to click with them. And we're going to have this bond and connection. And I click with them. They fit in with me in my life. And they enjoy me being me. I enjoy them being with it. I'm of great value as I am and as I live my life to them. They are of great value as they are and live their lives. We are both mentally sound, emotionally sound, spiritually sound. We worship together. We remember God together. We know why we are here. Spiritual ideals. We have the same intellectual level of understanding. We have we understand each other. We understand what each other is about. So you're going to have to become clear about who you are and who is going to suit you or serve you, what kind of person. You're going to know who the person is, but you're going to get clear about the type of person you want to be with. And so I've told you before many times, and I'll tell you again, you already have those recordings right from the beginning. What is your vision, your track Soulful Love vision? Clarify your vision. Every day take pen and paper, clarify your vision. What is your ideal day in the life of your ideal marriage? What is your future spousal self experiencing? What is your future spousal marriage life look like? If you were married now to the ideal man, who would that, why would that man be ideal for you? What is it about him, his characteristics? Consider your ideal. Because the mistake that smart women make is they are future spousal self-abandoning. They focus on where they are and lack and not being married and not having a person. They focused on, I'm lonely, I'm not enjoying life. Instead of focusing on the future self, spousal satisfaction, they are neglecting themselves. They're neglecting their lives. They're focusing on the outside world. They're in their head. They got stories about which man. They want Ben. Ben is not right for them, but they want Ben. They haven't put out their magnet and Baker is waiting for them. But they're not receiving Baker. They are unreceptive. They're unreceptive. So, these women don't know that they don't know. They don't know that they have an ability within them to attract the ideal spouse to them. They don't know that they are more focused on the man and they're more focused on trying to get married. They're more focused on not being married and trying to change not being married into being married. They're more focused on their stories, their unhappiness and all. That's their self-abandonment. They're not focused on themselves. And they're not focused on the marriages they want to have. They're not doing that. That's the mistake they're making. Their focus is on the left side of the scale. It is not on the right side of the scale. And so what is a correction? That's what it is. If you decide, I want to live my life having this level of abundance and prosperity, I want to have an asset in my life, I want to be prosperous, I want to have a man who adds to my life. As I add to me, he adds even more to me as I add to me. I am being of value to me, and he's being of value to me as a spouse. I want to have that experience. Why do you want to have that? Where are you now? Does being where you are now, being deprived, does it bother you? Would you prefer to be there than here? What's important to you in your life? Now, some of you might still just realize I've got to connect with God first. Some of you might realize I've still got connection with myself. But if you connect with God, and you connect with yourself, and you connect with your life, and you connect with friends, and you connect with social support and mentorship and all that sort of thing, it automatically becomes the next step. Yes, I've built my relationship with God. I've built my relationship with me. I have a relationship with my body and my life. I have a life. I have people in my life. I have my own personal support. I have family support. I have social support, from people, support systems. And now it's time for the last support to be put there, in his place. Spousal support. I'm ready for spousal support. See? So, I have shared with you different ways to actually create that compelling vision, that lived reality, where you are focused on you and the ideal experience you want to have as a wife, in the marriage that you want to have, a thriving marriage. What is it about that marriage that you would be very pleased about and satisfied and fulfilled? What would confirm for you, I made the right choice, this is the right man? What experience are you having? You've got to focus on that. If you don't focus on that, you are self-abandoning and marriage unavailable. And that's why you don't attract the man, and that's why you don't live that marriage. But if you focus on you and what you want, the experience you want to have, you'll attract the man and you'll have that experience. I guarantee it. If you're open to it, you want it, you'll have it. You'll be living it. You'll be inspired by it, enthused by it. You'll attract the man, you'll live it, and you'll be telling me, I'll just tell you, Rabia, please interview so-and-so. And you'll be telling everybody about how unrecognizable and unimaginable, you can't believe it. But you must get clear. What is marriage for you? What is a lifetime partnership about for you? Why do you want to be married? Why do you want a lifetime partnership? What is a lifetime partnership for? What is a lifetime partner for? It's not about him, it's what he serves you in. What do you experience with him? Why do you experience that with him? What is important for you to experience as a wife? You have to become clear about all this. Women are like, I still get married and I hope he's nice. He mustn't make me unhappy. That's grown-up children. This is adult maturity we're talking about here. Can you see it? Like for who you are, who's going to suit you, and what you're doing together and why it's enjoyable. Do you have a vision that's based in an adult level of awareness, a realistic adult level of awareness? When I'm saying realistic, I'm not saying don't dream big. Dream big. But be realistic around like who you are and what would suit you and who would suit you, the type of person would suit you and who you would suit. What type of person? Get clear. Ask these questions. The answers will come to you. Because that person is out there. You are just clarifying the energy for them to come in. You are welcoming them in at the energetic level. So you have various exercises that I've given to you to do this. I especially spent more time, recently telling you about spousal preferences and the different levels of spousal preferences. Like marital needs, love desires, and relational values. You can sit and reflect. What are your marital needs? Marital needs, just to mention it briefly, is, where somebody is allowing you, supporting you, you feel safe, you feel protected, you feel encouraged, you feel considered. There's consideration for you, your marital needs. rather than somebody telling you, you married me, now you have to look after my mother and father, you have to do this. You can do that if you want to, but you don't feel like the marriage was there to burden you. You understand? You're not there to be burdened. Burdened. So sometimes you can be terrified, you can be threatened, you can be robbed, you can be used, you can be abused, because you didn't focus on a marriage where your marital needs were met. You didn't focus on that. You didn't say, in this ideal picture, I have a man who I feel safe with. Because that's what we're talking about here. What do you want to feel? What do you want to feel? What is that feeling of having this man who's considering you and you allowed and he's encouraging you? What does that feel like for you? Marital needs. What about spousal, as part of spousal preferences, marital needs? First, secondly, is what about love desires? What do you find attractive? What do you admire? What do you find appealing? What do you appreciate in a man? What are the characteristics? What is it about him? How is he that you want, your ideal? What turns you on? You understand? When you look at a man, what inspires you, enthuses you? What do you appreciate? Now, some women, we're not allowed to desire. Right? Number one block, you don't desire. Any man, anybody who wants me is okay. Some woman. Just, I'll take any man, as long as I'm married. He doesn't even do anything. I'll just take anyone. Here you got to be a little bit like you. This is you focusing on you and what pleases you. That's how the love magnet is activated. Your love magnet is activated by you focusing on you. What do I want? What would please me? This is what women are not doing. Women say, which man is he? Is he the right one? Is he trying to figure out where is he? I need, I shouldn't be here. Why? Is all on the left side of the scale. Now you're going to the right side of the scale. I, as an adult woman, will be pleased with, will be satisfied by, will be fulfilled by. This is my marital needs. This is what makes me feel safe and secure and protected and allowed and considered. This is what I want to feel. The man that I want, what is he being that allows me to feel that? It's considerate. He respects me. All that. See, women don't do that, then they don't get that. Right? So, what do I like about him? He wears this nice perfume, whatever, I don't know, whatever you like. He's neat, he's tidy. What do I think? He's organized, he's responsible, he's progressive, he's kind, he's educated, whatever. He's a businessman, he's wealthy, he likes good things in life, he's active, he goes to the gym. What do I like about him? What do I like about him? And the third part is, what do I enjoy doing together with him? The relational values. When it comes to relation, what do we do that I like doing, that we do together? What is it I like about living with him? Well, we eat healthy, both of us. Well, we have the same interest in movies. Well, like we heard our sister says, he's open to learn to dance. He dances. We go for dancing classes. He's extrovert. He's fun-loving. I love climbing mountains. He loves climbing mountains too. We just, get together, plan these routes, whatever it is. What do you want to do? What would qualify as a very satisfying experience of marriage with him? Why? He, is very sexual and is very sexual attending. Whatever it is, He's virile, whatever. whatever you want. Don't be influenced by my choices and all that sort of thing. You must choose for you who you are and what you want. What would you consider of value to you? What would you be doing with him? And why would it be pleasing? What do people go in life, do things with people and all that sort of thing? There's all kinds of relationship needs. You learn together, you grow together, you apply yourself together, you have certain priorities, and so on. Values. You have to have all three levels. This is a basic level. At an extended level, you can look at things like family, friends, children. What are those experiences like for you? If you marry a guy, do you want him to have little children? If you want him to have big children, do you want him to have children? Is it a problem for you if he has little children, whatever? What do you want for you that would please you? You might have had your children, done with that, you don't want to have any more children. These are things like you are pleased with him because you'll share the same values. Sometimes people are sick or sickly, whatever it is. You can say, I want a man who's understanding. I worked with a woman, she was blind. You're blind, you've got to have a person who's got understanding, somebody who's there to give you additional caring. Whatever your special requirements are. You might need compassion around certain things. You might be a recovering addict or something like that. You might want to, what is suitable. So these are a little bit more extended, but we start you off with the basic three. Get the basic three right, and other ones you can fill in. Get the spousal preferences formula is marital needs, love desires, and relational values. So, I also spoke to you last month about the essence. Like, why would you want a jacket? Some people can want a jacket and they get the jacket and they're not happy with it. Why do you want a car? Sometimes people want a car and they get the car but they're not happy with it. It's too much on petrol, it breaks down, it's too costly on insurance. Why do you want a house? Sometimes people get a house and they realize it's too cold, it's not big enough, it's too big, the roof is whatever. So the essence of the relationship you want. What is the essence? Why do you want a relationship? For what purpose? What must it serve for you? What does it do for you? A jacket you want to keep you warm, but you want a jacket that's a rainproof jacket if it rains a lot. You get what I mean? You don't want a jacket that soaks water, unless that's what you want. And you might want a jacket that is durable and long-lasting. And you might want a jacket that is, a color that you like. So you can get a jacket, but you might be unhappy. You can get a house, but you might be unhappy. You can get a car, so you can get a partner and you might end up unhappy. So the more clear you are as to why you want the partner, what purpose is it going to serve for you? And, so that when you do get the partner, you don't have any remorse, or you don't say, oh, I forgot about this, oh, I forgot about that. You're putting out an energy there that's going to attract somebody that's suitable to you. So once you clarify a compelling vision, right? A compelling vision has the power to transform you and your life. When you put your heart, this is your heart's desire. You pen and paper, you think about it, you dream about it, you write it down, you see yourself in that reality like it's so. It's your vision, intention, statement. This is what I would really want for me. Don't put any limits on it. Realistically, focus on what is possible for you to have. Don't say, I want a person who's a pilot and a doctor and a lawyer. He's such a great guy. The whole world loves him. And he's the president. And he's this. Don't be foolish. You know what I mean? Focus as a person with your spousal preferences and like what kind of person would suit. What is the experience you want to have and what kind of person? The kind of person is the features. The features of a car. The features of a house. The features of a jacket. So, when you know what experience you want to have, what is the features of this man? What is his features? That with him, these features are valued by you. So, that is essentially a compelling vision. And you can have a vision, intention, statement, writing it down. And you can write it down in a positive tense with a personal, like it's already happening. That, I'm already in this relationship. I've been in it for a year, and it just gets better and better. And the thing I like about this relationship, and what I'm really feeling good about. So you create a statement in the positive, present tense, passionate statement describing you in that reality. Remember, you're focusing on the right-hand side of the scale. You're focusing on the havingness. You've been, instead of being the woman who's not interested in your future spousal self, not interested in your future experience of marriage, you stopped all that, distracting yourself. And now you're focusing on your future spousal self. You're getting this idea, you're getting this picture, you're putting your heart into it. You're getting a statement of, these are the things of what I want. This is what I want to live. This is the lived experience. This is what my life as a wife or as a spouse or a life partner is with my ideal life partner. So once you get that, you are on your way. The next step is intention, followed by energizing and expectation. Now I'm going to leave this for next month. Next month, if you can observe the mistakes you've made and stop making those mistakes, or look at the barriers and get them addressed, and if you can begin to say, okay, I, as a person who's caring for me, and I've got a vision for my life, and I'm living my life, and I'm happy with the way I'm living my life, I'm happy with myself, I'm beginning to focus on a lifetime partnership with a life partner, as a life partner. And these are what's important to me as a progressive woman who's experiencing prosperity. I'd have a man who's an asset to me, because that man would be serving me in the following essence, in a relationship with the essence of the relationship. This man is loyal, and I feel supported, and I feel very blessed. He is caring and considerate. He is appealing to me. Things I like about him. He is generous and kind. Because like I said to you before, you can say, I want a man who's financially wealthy, financially responsible. But you might not say, I want a generous man who shares with me. He spends time and energy and money on me. Is available. So you can also look at the recording that we made and the notes that we put out on, like, are you a fit spouse? And what are you a fit spouse? And what are the things that make you a fit spouse? You can get inspiration from that as to what is a fit spouse and how it would feel like to have a person in your life who's a fit spouse. So by next month, we can start looking at this future spousal self-satisfaction, this marital fulfillment, future marital life, fulfilling life statement. And I can show you how to intentionalize it. To intentionalize it means to focus on the feelings of that reality. what would you be feeling in that reality? So getting clear about that reality is the first part. Choosing to have that reality. And when you intentionalize it, you actually put feeling into it. And you are interested in moving it from a dream to a lived reality. Intentionalizing your dream means you are beginning to call it forth. You are willing it. Intentionality, intentionalizing. You are committing to that reality and you're putting feeling into it. So once you got your statement, your compelling vision statement, your vision intention statement, once you got that, you can then intentionalize it, which is what I'll show you to do. And once you intentionalize it, you can begin to energize it. And lastly, you move into expectation. And that means your energetics have been shifted. If you do this, focusing on the havingness, no longer spousally future self depriving, no longer maritally unavailable. You focus on that reality, you clarify it, you have a statement of it, you intentionalize it with feeling, you energize that reality, and you move into expectation of that reality. It starts, your whole energy is shifted. At the same moment, you have different energetics. You're a different woman. And that energetics will shift your reality. So that's the main outcome that we want to get you at, shifted in your reality, shifted in your energetics. Once you shift in your energetics, we can show you how to release the current identity and move into that next identity, support flow, and so on and so forth. But this is like the main work. 90% of the work is shifting your electromagnetics. And this is how it's done. I know I haven't given you too much information at this point about the intention, the energizing, and the expectation. But we'll do that next month. So from my side, I'm thankful that we gave focus to this, especially looking at what you're doing that holds you back. Looking at all the blockages and barriers that can keep you from being premaritally self-enhancing. The blocks and barriers that keep you on a default setting of premaritally self-defeating. How you keep yourself from activating your magnetics and generating a field that will draw into your partner, that you can stop doing that and you can actually activate your magnetics and draw your partner to you. So I'm going to stop there just to say thank you so much for sticking around to the end. It's 4:20 p.m. It's been a long day, and I appreciate you being here and being part of this. I look forward to, next month, seeing what information you have about you. Next month I would like to know what mistake you made, what mistake you're making. Do you understand how it's costing you, and how you can begin to correct and apply yourself moving forward. That you understand the scale, the havingness scale. You understand what living as a life partner is all about, and having an asset, and opening to what spousal satisfaction potentials are for you. And you have your ideas written down as you reflect and ponder, and you getting into the vision, you clarifying the essence of the vision, you intentional. Then we'll focus. Once you got that, we'll support you in intentionalizing, energizing, and moving into expectations. So it's 4:21 p.m. I'm going to stop there. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to open the floor for sharing. If anybody has any questions, they're very welcome to ask at this particular point. This is a process of developing your personal power, and it's a process of first developing your personal power. For you to be with yourself, allowing yourself to learn, grow, develop, allowing yourself to learn to do things, being patient with yourself as you make progress, small progresses, and you become a progressive person, you see. So as that progressive person, you can attract a partner who admires your progressive nature. and will be supportive of your progressive nature. A lot of women, they scared to fail, they don't want to try something new, they don't want to develop confidence, they just want to act helpless and hopeless. They want a man to come in and take over their lives, control their money, control their lives. So there's a lot of women who secretly want to be controlled because they don't want to control their lives. They don't want to be in control of their lives. And so a lot of women will attract men who will control them. And they'll be like, why are you controlling me? In the meantime, it's because these women themselves don't own their lives. They don't own their resources. They don't own their future lives. They don't participate. They don't have dreams and aspirations. They're not progressing. So, when a woman gets onto this path and she's progressing, that's great. And remember, it's small wins. Nobody has to be there. And it's taken me years and years and years, and I'm still as long as you're on the path of progress, that's all that matters. And you are easy with yourself. So you won't attract a man who will criticize you, shame you, insult you. You'll attract a man who will say, wow, you try things, you apply yourself, let me help you, and, they admire you. So good for you. Again, pointing to the point that it's important to be progressive. It's important to learn to relate to yourself, your body, your life. It's important to learn to apply yourself, to be a woman who's applying yourself in your life for your own benefit, no matter how small it is. Learning things you don't know, learning things that if you knew could benefit you, learning to be in a way that benefits you, learning to be assertive, learning to relate, learning to deal with situations without falling back to a codependent child. It's a wonderful thing to grow up. So I always say, wake all the way up with God every morning, and then grow all the way up to the adult you. Live as adult as you can. Take every step. I'm still learning, really. There's a lot of my life that I'm still starting in my life. Even at my age, I'm not embarrassed, I'm not ashamed. It took me a long while to get here, but I keep going. I never give up. And I'm proud of me. It doesn't matter what other people think of me. I'm proud of me. I'm proud of that I took the time to learn, grow, and develop. I take opportunities. I'm proud of myself. And when you start being proud of yourself and you be interested in living a more satisfied life, you can tell people, if you meet people, you can say, look, I want people who will support me and encourage me and be a positive role in my life. I want people who will love me and be with me as I'm prepared to love and encourage and support other people in their lives, You can be honest. You don't have to act like you got no mouth. You don't have to act like you can't say these things. You can bring these things, say, I've been challenged in my life. I've had difficulties. I'm honest like that with people. You have to be vulnerable. That's a block that a lot of people don't address. That can you allow yourself to be vulnerable? I tell people, my father, his mother was demented. He didn't know how to love. God bless his soul. You know what I mean? And I didn't know what it is like to feel a father's love fully. He loved me, but I didn't feel it. I had to work through stuff. I had to learn to be a man. My father passed away when I didn't learn. I went off track. I'm still learning to be a man. I don't have to act like I'm the big shot and all that sort of thing. I teach these classes because I'm learning. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to get everything. There's somebody for you. There's other people you're not for, but there's somebody for you. You can be you. You can allow yourself to be you, and you can know who you are, and you can respect yourself, and you can do the best for who you are, for where you are. And the right person will be drawn to you, who will say, you suit me very well too. I'm also there. We have the same in common, and so on and so forth. So be real with yourself, be honest with yourself, that you can be honest with others to say, look, this is who I am, what you see is what you get. As we go forward with these classes, there'll be an aspect of it where, what value we are to others. This is just the receptivity side of it. But there's also the giving side. where we can realize what value we are to others. That we realize, you know what, we as we are, somebody will want us. Like the car that I drive, I want that car. I won't want a more expensive one. I wouldn't want a less expensive one. That's the one for me. And I like it for the value that it is. It's not perfect, it's not brand new, but I like it. And it suits me. Now somebody might think, you know, everybody wants a Porsche. No, I don't know. Let's be realistic. Price of petrol, where are you going to park it? You know what I mean? And it's not necessarily the most enjoyable ride, sports cars. So not everybody, so you don't have to think I should be a Porsche. You know, be the VW that you are, you know. Somebody wants the VW. The VW is right for somebody. They'll appreciate you. So don't sell yourself. Be who you are. Be comfortable with yourself. Be comfortable where you are in your life. Do the best for you. And know that in the market, you are marketable. Don't ever think I should be the Porsche. You are what you are, and there is the guy for you. And he's going to love and adore you, and anybody different from you is not for him. But you're going to be for him. So you can be real. You don't have to act. You don't have to act like you're somebody special. Just be real. Be honest. And say what you want and what you're prepared to give. You know, we'll talk about that another time. For now, we're just getting you into an awareness of what you can have. And that there is this, to clarify, to become aware that there is for you to have a prosperity experience in marriage. You can experience abundance of marital love, marital satisfaction as you create. It's not anybody else, you know, causing it. You are the one owning your spousal preferences. You are the one choosing to create this. You're the one to whom God is responding. The right person will be there. Trust the process and watch what happens. Apply yourself. Recognize the mistake. Recognize what the mistake has cost you. Stop making that mistake. Correct the mistake. Apply the correction and shift the focus on the scale to the havingness, and begin to witness that as you focus on the havingness, how your life begins to change, how you're not the same woman anymore, and how you attract different types of people, and how you are more attractive, and you can be able to begin to select from people who are interested in you. You'll know it. You'll feel it. Who's right for you. So thank you so much for sharing that as well. I do appreciate that. Chris, you're very welcome. The whole purpose of this is to give you clarity, to give you direction, to show you where you're wasting energy and actually setting yourself back, you know, where you can actually use energy, go forward, and live what you want to live. So it's giving you the clarity and the direction to apply yourself meaningfully, purposefully, without wasting time and energy, to go forward and create. So, thank you for appreciating.